Live from El Paso, Texas. From the Piper Academy studio, this is the Morning Market Report with Army Piper, OC Guy, and Tradefly.
Is it a banger?
Hell yeah.
Classes in session, this is the show where knowledge is profit, just so you know. Army Piper, OC Guy, and Tradefly, bringing crypto news to the whole alumni. It's the word on the market, the one-stop shop for the info you need every time that it drops. The go-to show that you need right now. This is Piper Academy, it's all going down, let's go.
Yo, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I'm your host, Army Piper, and this is the show where we come at you bringing you guys the economic data, the markets, and everything that you need to know. Normally on a market open, but markets are closed today. Bitcoin never closed. We're going to be taking a look at what it's going to be doing. Are we going to be seeing a down month in September? We're going to be doing that and a whole lot more with a very special guest, the newest professor on the platform here at the Academy, guys. LBC, Lunar Beaches Crypto in the house, guys. Let's get it. Classes in session. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show here. It's Monday, September 2nd. We're 2 days into the month, and so far, not red. But we're going to be taking a look at what we could be expecting to see this month. And for that, we got OC Guy and myself here, but we also brought in Lunar Beaches Crypto because, you know, Tradefly got that fiat mining going on. Let's go ahead and bring up Lunar Beaches Crypto and the OC Guy. Welcome to the panel this morning. Gentlemen, what's up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is definitely a good morning. OC, how was your weekend? How are you feeling? And what did you do this?
Oh man, I did my second best favorite thing. It is sleeping throughout the days. Oh yeah, it was a pretty fun weekend. I also did a ton of video games. We also went out and had some dinner at Texas Roadhouse Steakhouse. That was freaking amazing. And yeah, I mean, I have a 8 ounce of steak, very well done, couple of ribs, and a ton of smashed potatoes. It was a pretty good weekend. How about you guys?
LBC, what'd you do?
Yeah. So it was opening weekend for college football. So I went to the Memphis Tiger football game this weekend, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Hanging out with friends, doing the normal pregame, tailgate, and all that stuff. You know, it's football season's back, and it's one of my favorite time, probably my favorite time of the year, personally. So, yeah, I just enjoyed football over the weekend and kind of relaxed, played with the kiddos, and yeah, that's about it.
Awesome.
Just preparing for the week ahead too. Yeah.
I spent this entire weekend, preparing for family. You spent it with family. I spent it preparing for family. Because, I drove back on Saturday from Tucson, Arizona. I was over there doing some vacation time and shopping and stuff like that. But then we bought a dog. And so now I've got, I had to order all the stuff. This dog is expensive. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. Why did I not sign up for a subscription from Chewy and just do this over time? Because dog stuff is not cheap, guys. I'm sure most of you guys know this. If you guys got dogs, pets are expensive. I'm willing to just get another 24-year-old adult child. They don't cost as much. They don't cost as much. But yeah. I'm just saying, but no, we're still waiting on her to get here. She's going to be brought to us by the breeder, and she's going to be adorable. And right now we're leaning on names. We put it out to the X community to see what they had to say on it too. And right now it looks like Piper is in the lead for names. Just saying. But the wife is kind of leaning towards Bella or Poppy. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we're just going to wait and find out what her personality type is when she gets here. So, but let's go ahead and get into the show because we got some stuff that we need to go over today in the Bitcoin price action because we could be seeing some some downside movements. I'm just saying, guys, September typically is a red month. That is not just for crypto. That's not just for Bitcoin. Since 1950, it is historically a red month for the S&P also. So we're going to be looking at the chart today on Bitcoin. Obviously, markets are closed today. Happy Labor Day to everyone out there. And I hope you guys are enjoying time and relaxing and chilling. It gives opportunities for people like LBC to not have to go fiat mine. And you can join us here on the panel for Piper Academy. Let's go ahead and take a look at some news here, and then we'll jump into that Bitcoin chart. Let's go. There it is. I knew it was there somewhere. Had to get it up there, man. I'm just saying. Let's go over here and check out the news, guys, and let's see what we got going on the news for today. I did not have this set up. I'm used to being on my other system. My apologies. Looking here at the crypto fear and greed index right now, guys, we are at 26, sitting in fear. Nothing major going on there. Nothing horrible to look at. It was 26 yesterday. It's 26 now. But last week, it was at 48, and it was still in fear. A lot of people thinking that we're going to see some harsh pain coming in this month. Market cap is sitting at 2.1 trillion. I remember not long ago, Crux was saying, are we below 2 trillion? Then I don't care. There you go, Crux. It's not under 2 trillion. You're good. Bitcoin dominant sliding down 0.06%. Nothing much there. Setting in at 54% on that dominance. Let's jump over into a nice refreshed bubbles map because it was all moving. We had a tidal wave going on there. Looking at the daily, we do have things like Helium's up, Ordi is up there, Sats is up, Uniswap. Some things getting some upside movement. Not sure if you guys saw what happened with HBAR, but something happened with their CEO. Just be mindful. There's some FUD out there on HBAR. You guys need to know about that. Let's jump down here and take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's sitting just above 58,000. And we talked about some levels yesterday that had to do, are my lips not syncing? Oh, they aren't. Wow, that is horrible. I'll get it fixed, I promise. Gosh, I can't do it without resetting the system. So today we are a Japanese fighting film. This is welcome to Kung Fu Theater on the Piper Academy channel. Guys, Bitcoin at 58,000 now, up 0.4% for the day. Ethereum at 1.7% on the daily here to the upside. But on the hourly, starting to get some pullbacks here. Solana's at $131 a token. Ethereum at 2,500. So, you know, things are in that range that they've kind of been in. Cardano, though. Cardano getting no love, down 2.9% on the daily, down 0.6 here on the hourly. Why did I call out that one in particular? It might have something to do with what I just saw in the article that we're going to be sharing with you. So, Bucks and Godzilla. Okay, let's jump over here to the liquidations map and see what we got over here on this liquidation list. Past 24 hours, 60,780 traders will liquidate. A total liquidations coming in at $166.37 million. The largest single liquidation happened on Binance. It was Bitcoin valued at 10 million bucks. And then liquidation heat map here, guys. If we take a look, we do have a nice little heat area down here right below us. That heat area that is coming in right now, looking at this on a weekly at about 56,726. And then right above us, there's not much. There's some yellow in here, but nothing that's really hitting bright. Let's go and see if we can get anything on like the monthly, and then we'll come back to the 3-day. Yeah, nothing on the monthly. Let's look at the 3-day on the heat map for Bitcoin. There's some yellow there above us. That's coming in at about 58.8. And then the downside on this is coming in between 56, about 56.5. So that's what we got there. Jump over here to the economic calendar, guys. Nothing going on today. Labor Day. Fed is closed. But looking here at the what we're seeing for the Tuesday and Wednesday, we have ISM manufacturing. I talked about this yesterday on the Sunday show that we did, taking a look at the week ahead. And so we have ISM manufacturing. Go back and watch that video, guys. It'll help you out. ISM manufacturing going on Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got export and import data, JOLTS job openings. That's going to be a big one coming in. And then factory orders. This is going to give us an indication of how the manufacturing is going, which is an economic indicator. And then we got JOLTS job openings, which is going to be a labor force indicator. So a little economy data for like inflation, stuff like that, and a little bit of job data. Both of those combined things that the Federal Reserve is looking at for that rate cut, rate pause, rate hike, FOMC decision coming in September 17th and 18th. So initial jobless claims are going to be on Thursday, September 5th there. That's the weekly report that comes out for unemployment, guys, and then ADP employment change also. So a lot of job data coming in this week. Wrapping it out on Friday with more job data. That's going to be the non-farm payrolls. And of course, our unemployment rate, which is currently sitting at 4.3%. Consensus is that it will actually be a little bit better by 0.1%. And then on the forecast, it will be neutral. So that's what we got there for that. And that is about all we have for economic data. We got a couple of articles. We'll talk about those here on the show. But let's jump back over here, bring this up. So guys, I apologize about the lips not moving, the video not matching the audio, as you always hear me say. I will try to get that fixed, but we may have to actually do like a refresh of the system here. So if we do that, it would pause the show. You guys let me know. Are you okay with my words not matching my voice? Or would you like me to do a refresh and then you guys can just stay right there? The pause on your end, you won't have to do anything, but LBC and OC guy will have to dial back in again. So you guys let me know in the chat, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to look like I'm doing Kung Fu Theater, or do you want to wait for a pause and we'll make that happen for you? LBC, OC, a lot of job data coming out this week. So how is this going to play out? Are you watching this closely, or do you just think that this is all noise until you get to the FOMC, and that it's going to be volatile regardless if it was good or bad? What's your thoughts, LVC?
The latter. Yeah, I think they're going to stick with 25 basis points regardless. I mean, I said it during the morning show. Good Morning Crypto, by the way, first ever show on Piper Academy.
Yeah, congratulations, bro. Congratulations. Let's go. Yeah, Good Morning Crypto. Good Morning Crypto. Yeah, everybody's saying it's fine except for Eric Wallen, but Eric Wallen would complain about anything. That's why I love the dude. Eric Wallen's the man. Well, but yeah, everybody else is like, it's fine. So,
you know, TradeFly's not here, so I've gotta fill in a little bit. So I gotta say good morning to everybody. Good morning to my partner on the Good Morning Crypto show, BC Port Corp. Killed it on the show this morning, as always. Retro Mike Tech, good morning. Buck, Trent Brock, Rockinos, my guy Rockinos, Eric Wallen, Ballin Wallen, as I like to call him. He was there in the live this morning, bright and early. Crux of Crypto, Aaron, Crypto Billy, what's going on? Hola, One Love, Melissa, username, everybody. Let's see, I think that's Dave Digital, thank you for joining us, everybody. We greatly appreciate it. And Tony Soprano, look at him. TradeFly, he looks different, says Tony Soprano. I look a little different. I grew out a beard, you know. Tony Soprano.
Totally different, bro.
Waves in the chat. Yeah, I think the Fed, I think Powell's, they're going to stick with the, a slow rate cut, 25 basis points. They're not going to want to rip the Band-Aid off too harsh unless we see like some banks start just collapsing within the next couple of weeks. I think they're going to stay on target for that 25 basis points. Maybe a surprise 50, but I doubt it. I mean, the job numbers have to come out and be pretty terrible, I think, in their eyes, for them to have to cut higher than 25, I believe. Just my thoughts.
That's true. I agree. I tend to agree with that very much so. And also, you gave all those shout outs. I want to give a shout out to the other 10, the other 13 people that are sitting on Twitter right now watching us on X. So, shout out to you guys watching us over there too. Crypto Archie is in the house. He came by to see, what is this Rich September about? Do I have an opportunity to buy more gems cheaper? That's why he slid in here. What's up there, Crypto Archie? And shout out to CJ Taylor. That's my brother Clyde down in Florida. So shout out to him. OC, what do you think? Before we get into the Bitcoin chart, what does this data that's coming out this week, unemployment, I would say yes, that unemployment rate probably will have some shakeout activity, but there's an exuberant amount of jobs data coming out this week. How's it going to play out? Do you think that we're going to see a lot of volatility, or would this volatility have existed anyways? What's your thoughts on it?
I think it's just a part of cycles. You have already just mentioned that since a long time, September has been a little bit shaky for the markets, and
Mm-hmm.
we're here also to October, right? I mean, October also has been very good for the markets, especially recently, and especially for Bitcoin charts, right? But at this point, I think it's just part of the shakeout of the global shakeout that we're having, and also the cycle that we're seeing. I think this data is not that big of a deal at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does have a big impact, but I think it's just kind of like already measured and synced in with the big market data and big market cycles. For us, what does that mean for retail? That means that yes, I believe we're going to have a ton of volatility out throughout this month, and we're going to have a roller coaster of emotions, both going up and going down. Especially, and I'll see this based on the Bitcoin chart, that we can be forming a bullish flag, but that bullish flag doesn't come without some sacrifices to be made, right? Or some, at least some roller coaster feelings to be made there. So other than that, I think that's what I got. I think we just in the verge of a little bit of volatility, and it's nothing major or to be worried about for a great crisis so far, or a big crisis
Right.
so far.
Nope, I agree with that. No debate here on that from me. I do want to bring this up, and this is what we're talking about here, guys. I'm not just talking about Bitcoin's chart. You guys have all seen that little graph that says, "Hey, this is the history of Bitcoin. Here's 3 Septembers to compare." Or 12 Septembers to compare. This is actually talking about September, historically a rough month for Apple shares, and it's S&P in general. Like, it's typically a rough month for everyone. If I go back here and look, this was the article that we haven't looked at yesterday here, that talked about, and I showed it yesterday on the show. If you guys were watching the Gen Wealth Money show yesterday, we were talking about that. But it was since 1950. I can't find the exact article here, but since 1950, we have had historically bad months for the S&P, and that is what has played out also on the side of Bitcoin, especially. But there is an article here I do want to share before we get into the chart. Check this out. Beware of a Bitcoin backslide to 50,000 as it enters historically worst month of the year. We were just talking about that also. Let me get that X right there. Thanks. August was a tough month for leading cryptocurrency Bitcoin. It slid 10.25% for its worst month since April, while Ether dropped 23.66%. Good Lord. In its third monthly drawdown in the worst month since June 2022. If you guys remember, June 2022, that was right. That was on the bear market downslide from the all-time high. So just point that out there. We've talked about this a lot on the show. The discrepancy supports the feeling in the market that although Bitcoin has isolated success thanks to ETFs in 2024, the rest of crypto has not followed Bitcoin's rally, and that is a very true statement. It's not a pretty picture across that crypto landscape, said Ron Ginsburg. You can say that again, bro. Bitcoin is still stuck in a descending triangle range, or trading range, as price gradually deteriorates off the March high. While the Bitcoin price would be extremely bullish, while a breakout would be extremely bullish, we continue to respect this trend. And that's what we've been doing. We've just been respecting a trend. However, they're actually looking at the scenario here that Bitcoin had been being stuck between that range of 50 to 70,000 since April, and that it could do a return trip to that $50,000, just wrapping that up there. Let's go ahead and jump over to my chart and see what we are actually seeing here on Bitcoin, because that's ton. That is not Bitcoin, so that's ton. There we go. Bitcoin, I called this level yesterday on the show, this little dash green line here. That was our CME close on Friday. We actually went down below, came back up, fought it, got above it. I do think we're going to be trading in this range here for the weekend, sitting between $59,000. That's going to be your 0.66 on the golden fib here, and then your 0.618 at $56,000. Now let's go down and look at this level that they're talking about, because they're talking about $50,000, and it's interesting range to call out, because that would be inside of my green box here, my green T box here, that I've said for a long time. When we came back to here, I said, this is your range. Why is that? Well, it's the top of this previous ball of price action back here, if you will. And then it's also a volume node here on, which was partially created because of this, but it's also a pretty decent volume node here on the fixed range volume profile. Looking at the oscillator on the 4 hours, something that I want to point out really fast is that yesterday we were talking about a pull down, and I showed you the True 7. That is this really bright box here, and I showed you guys it was coming down like this, like a sharp V like that. And I said I would really like to see it do a consolidation run sideways of that bright color before moving back up. That's what it did. It came down, it went flat, and then we got a little pump off that. So if you were watching that, you could have got a little bit of action on it. And then we also had a peak seeker and an uptrend that printed here. We are now in a transition color after printing and another bullish divergence here. This transition means upside, and money flow does look like it's starting to curve. So I think as this volume, the volume matrix here is coming up, the money flow is starting to come up. The True 7 came up. We're in a transition after that bullish divergence, and then we're starting to get indicators printing off there for indication of upside movement. I do think that we are going to get up, but remember, I'm thinking $59,000 is where we reject and trade off of. If we do go up higher, we do have this massive volume node here. And if we put this on the daily, let's just see how this is looking. See how this daily is looking here. Daily is showing us a little bit of a different story, which is why I said I don't think it's going to be too much of an upside movement. The daily is actually showing us money flow is already on its way up, and but this is still coming down on the volume, and we have not ticked off of that clipping of that 30% there. So if we do get an upside movement, guys, watch for about 59, 60,000 top. I'm thinking downside movement at worst case scenario, honestly. Here's the chart that we talk about all the time. What we're seeing over here is that we move down out of this range. If we do move out of this range, it usually gets wicked very quickly. If we're going to do that, that low side right now would be, well, about $49,000. I think that's as far as we can go down before we are in trouble. But that would be what I'm watching there. So, whoa, so many colors on that chart. Which chart? This one here? Not a lot of colors on there. There's hardly no colors at all on that chart. Let's go ahead and kick it over. Let's check out and see what OC has to say real quickly, and then we'll bring it over to our guest and let him run with it. So.
Absolutely. So here we go. I got the Bitcoin chart here. As you can see, monthly. I was looking at monthly close. Seems like we had a negative monthly close here. Seems like that could be a little bit of a bearish indication that we could be seeing here. But also, look at the shape that we're having right now, right? We have kind of like a long way up and then out down to the right. So usually that looks like a bullish flag. What if I start making just that calculation at the bottom? Remember, I like to measure it from the bottom line. This is what I have found the most success on the traditional measure type to follow what's going to be happening on the targets. And that it gives me somewhere around 100K or 102K, right? So that is a little bit of a heads up there. I'm not saying that we're going to be breaking just now, but what I'm saying is that we could keep oscillating between these areas and possibly even going to visit 50K to 151K. We've talked about this in the past where we still have a big support somewhere around those areas, but still, I think that whatever happens this upcoming month, it's not going to be as bad as everybody think would be. I mean, as long as we stay away from a drop out of 49K, I think we are absolutely fine. And it will only be a great opportunity to start getting ready for the next movement to the upside. I still think Bitcoin has a long way to go to the upside. And remember, DCAE could be a good strategy. This is not financial advice, but this is what I'm seeing. Also, just to wrap things up on Bitcoin, we are basically right at the center, right there on that flag. So that means that we are on a support area. What if we flip off the ribbon right there? Well, then that could mean an early breakout of this area, basically moving this to the upside and giving us a little bit of a better target to predict that breakout, right? Somewhere around 104 or something like that. So other than that, I don't see much difference other than the daily that we were talking about, this retracement and push up. Let me just zoom in and then I just pass it over to you guys. So basically, we were expecting this movement here, breakout retest. As you can see, my retest did not happen exactly at the same area, but very, very close. And then a follow up to these areas right down here. Why do we follow up down there? Because we had not only a support and resistance, because also we have some order blocks right down there. Seems like, oh, there you go. Order blocks is not on daily, but we were looking at the 4 hours. I think there we got them. It is not exactly an order block. It is a liquidity area that is being acting upon this area of support. So other than that, I think we're still on track. We could be seeing maybe another bounce to make a lower high. So just be aware of that one and be careful in throughout this first week. Remember, today is Monday, and we should have a pullback market.
Yep, perfect. And I do believe that my audio may be matching my video now. Tried to fix that for you while OC Guy was going there. Lunar Beaches Crypto, what's up, brother? We would like to see what you see coming for good old Bitcoin, because you've been calling some low numbers. You like the perma bear, the October bear getting ready to go into hibernation and eating everything up, man. What do you got for us?
That's funny because I'm pretty sure that the last time that I was on this show, I was like super mega bullish, and I still am kind of mega bullish. But it's kind of like, all right, things are taking a little bit longer. Things are taking a little bit longer than I anticipated. But yeah, so basically, I've just been kind of I've seen everything on the oscillators. We've got the chart prime oscillator plus. Everything is trending down to the downside. We have our money flow has been going down to the downside. It's still sitting above the 0 line, so that's good. But our True 7 and our Trend Fusion lines are both sitting down below the 0 line. So that gives us an overall bearish case. On the weekly chart, our volume metric is also turning a little red and getting a little bearish. So I think we still have a little more, at least at the very minimum, sideways. But the possibility of downside, I just have this marked off because it is a trend line starting from the very bottom, coming up and to the right. And we have bounced off of it once. Would not be surprised at all for us to come back down and bounce off of it again. It just so happens to be that that is also the 2023 yearly high, sitting at $45,000. That was last year's high, that since we have broken it, we have not come back down to back test just yet. So that is still a possibility for me, is that 45K. It also comes back down into this consolidation range. And I can also go ahead and pull a fib from the very start, from the very bottom to the very top. That is also a perfect 50% pullback of this entire move. We also have, if I go ahead and pull a fib from the top of last bull run to the very bottom, we do have a 50% level sitting just below there as well. Now, I don't know if we can get all the way down there, but hey, you never know. Never say never. We also have a fair value gap right here on the weekly chart. This is a weekly chart, so we also have a fair value gap sitting right down here. It's just price just looks weak. The oscillator showing weakness. Power bar is really red too. I mean, I'm just thinking, I mean, at the very least, I think we go more sideways. But the good news is, once this whole correction gets wrapped up, then we have a little bit of a bull flag, or more like a broadening wedge. And if we break out of that, that's got a measured move of about 129K to possibly complete a 5-wave structure to the upside. Now, I don't want to say complete, because that means that's the end of the bull run, and then we have some time before, then we go into bear market territory. But good news is, hey, I mean, we're close, I think, to wrapping up this sideways correction. It also comes down right on top of that value area high. So, but yeah, I'm keeping my eye on that. We take it day by day. If we can come up here and start taking out some highs, then obviously I would start changing some things. If we can come up to the top of this flag and get a back test and for some support, and we can hold it, then I would change and flip to bullish. But right now I'm just kind of sitting on my hands, and if we go lower, I will have my orders ready to go, spot orders, and possibly some low leverage longs to fire off down here around that 45K level. It could get front run as well, meaning buyers step in before it even gets down to that level. So it might not make it all the way down there. But I don't think by any means taking out this low here would be the end of the bull run, or taking out 38K. 38K has been a crucial one for me. I don't really want to see us break that one. It wouldn't be the end of the world because technically we're still above this low right here, but we can't break above the wave one, or can't break below wave one. That is a rule for Elliott wave theory. We cannot break below wave one, otherwise the bull run is off. And that sits at about $30,000. So as long as we're above that, we are still bullish, technically speaking, from an Elliott wave perspective. But yeah, and one more thing, we also have the dynamic reactor sitting right here as well. So would not be surprised at all for us to come back down and test that dynamic reactor. We come down to the 3-day, we've already come back down and day. We've done the 2-day, we've come back down and back tested the 2-day right here. And so, hey, what is one more test of the dynamic reactor? Come back down to it on the weekly, give it a nice little kiss, and then move to the upside. That's what I would personally love to see, because it's so healthy for us to do that. But I wouldn't say it's necessary. And this big giant wick kind of is pushing that off to the side a little bit, because that is showing that there is a lot of buying down here. So maybe we can get another tap down into there, because there is demand and market makers would love to go and towards the liquidity. But yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for this whole thing to wrap up and show me what it's working with.
Show me what you working with. No, that's good. And so, yeah, I'm watching some key levels, and really at this point, it's if you haven't taken your profits on some of your stuff, you might be getting to that point where it might be too late. You might just be invested in writing that thing. So right now, I am watching a couple of stuff of indicators on my Bitcoin, but we are at the top of the hour. So normally this is where I do my mid roll, because you guys know I don't do ads while we're live on the show, because I don't want you guys to have to deal with ads, but you do have to deal with the mid roll. But today your mid roll is brought to you by Army Piper and the Piper Sniper Kit. So let's jump over there and take a look at what I'm seeing on there for Bitcoin, guys. You guys have got to see what I'm actually watching for here. This is the new Piper Sniper Kit. It's a single indicator. Comes with the kill box, which does auto printed Fibonacci's. It actually pulled this on its own, put all my levels in there. I went into it and said, we need to top gun this. I was inverted. So I clicked that inverted for that retracement. And then you can see that it's playing out perfectly where we got our bounce here, back here on the 5th of August. That's where we got our bounce on that golden pocket. But what I'm looking at here at the bottom, guys, this is called the spotter. In the sniper team, you're the sniper. This is your kill box. This is your battlefield. This down here is your spotter, okay? And so what we've got on here is I have 10 different assets. One of them that I'm watching obviously is Bitcoin, and I have it set for target hold, target lock. What we do is we trade this once it triggers both of these in the same direction. And so I'm watching. As you can see, we just lost Caspa, literally just now lost Caspa. We no longer have a target lock on Caspa, so we might want to go take a look at that chart. But looking here at it, NVIDIA and Amazon, of course, markets are closed today. September we had a Friday close for the end of the month. Now we're in September. September typically pulls to the downside. Could be seeing those lose it also. So markets in general for crypto and the stocks that I'm watching, all losing target locks. Link even getting a a negative target lock saying, hey, we're not even going in the same direction. How are you going to snipe that one? Yeah, so we would be waiting for this to turn red also. The thing I'm watching on Bitcoin is that if I see the target lock and the target hold, or even the target hold turn red first and then the target lock goes into it, guys, I'm going to be watching extremely close for what might be happening for downside movement, and that would indicate further downside moves. If we go back and we look, this one would not have been tradable. We had a dump on it that would have triggered a target hold red, right? Sorry, not target lock, target hold red. But we never got the quantum reactor turning red, which means this target lock would not have been an actionable target, right? So we would actually have been looking at the green for the target lock and target hold to the upside. Here we might have taken some profit and then gotten back in here when it triggered both of them again on green. And you can see the size moves that come in on this on the daily. If we go back and look at the last time we had a dump, which would have been a target lock and a target hold both being red, that would be right here. And that would have given us this entire move to the downside. That move would have came in and given us a, let's see here, about a 68% move to the downside. Even here, when we got it here, we never actually got confirmation of target lock, so we would not have traded that. Go back here. This one, we would have been in a, we had it, and then we would have had the red there. It would have been a very small move down, nothing big on that one. So during cycles, they're not always great, but during trends, they're phenomenal. You can see this one would have been that entire downside move. That move on that one going down would have been a move of about 70% there. So I am going to be watching for us to get that move, that trigger of the target lock to the downside and elevation dropping down. So right now it's on target hold, elevation up. So one thing that I do see here that I want to point out that's given me indication that we might actually see that if something doesn't change and price continues to come down here, okay? If price continues to come down here, or we even just continue sideways, do you see how we're getting this curvature here? I want to show you what that would look like and where our apex would be at for this actually firing to give us a downward movement. So let's move this over here and let's bring this up so we can follow that declination. Guys, the apex is going to be about right there. When is that? That's going to be the end of September. And that's why I said I do believe that we are going to see bad first couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks in September. I think by the end of the at the end of the month of September, going into October will be the first sign of upside movement. If we don't start to see that stable off, price action steadying and price action moving up by that line where we're at the apex of that arch from that quantum reactor, guys, we could be triggering the red. That would be a target lock turning to the red side. And then not too long after that, a target hold probably triggering there in that same region. And if that happens, I have to say I'm taking a big majority profit off the table, and then I'm sitting and waiting because I cannot deny that when these have both fired on this Piper Sniper indicator, they have been massive moves. Some of them as big as 200 to 300% upside movements, typically 60 to 70% downside movements. And I cannot deny that the indicator that I asked them to create me is absolutely accurate. And it does give me reasons to be a little bearish if both of those fire off and trigger. If you guys want those, you can get them using the link below. Now back to the show. All right. So LBC. Yeah, by the way, if you guys don't know, the only way to get the Piper Sniper is to use my link down below. But I want to give a shout out to BC Port Corp in the house. He dropped 2 Piper Academy memberships and I missed them. Just saw them flowing through here on my chat. BC Port Corp, appreciate you, man. What's that? Alex O Crypto did too? Okay, well, let me get through BC Port Corp. BC5. I'm getting to it. I'll get to it. I was busy over here, man. BC Port Corp dropped one and went out to Dave Digital. So shout out to Dave Digital on that. And then Rokonos picked up the other one that BC Port Corp dropped in there. So shout out to BC Port Corp and congrats to those members. And then scroll down. Scroll down. There's Alexo Crypto gifting 5 Piper memberships. Shout out to you, man. Love all of you guys. Thank you. And shout out to the people that got those memberships. Let's see here. It's Warrior. Warrior got one. Clay the Great, Vincent B., Sim, Ron, and Falco all picking up Piper Academy Discord memberships. Guys, you guys are now alumni cum laude. You need to make sure you get into our Discord. A lot of great content over there for our members. So shout out to the people that gifted those, Alexo and BC Port Corp. And then shout out to all the new members. We appreciate you guys being here. We are about 8:12. I think it's time to look at some alts. I know it's arbitrary. Looking at alts when you're talking about Bitcoin in a bad month probably means downside movement. But where are some of those levels that we could see? I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with an article. If one of you guys wants to pull up Cardano so we can laugh about the lunacy of this comment, I just got to show you guys this article. And then somebody, one of you, I don't care which one, pull up ADA and have it ready to go because ADA's price action. You want it, LBC? You got it?
I got it.
Okay. The lunacy of this article in comparison to price. Guys, Cardano creator doesn't think that Bitcoin can survive. He actually made a comment on X where he said that, which Crux actually replied back to him and said, I think you're a little off there. He said that that Cardano is a better project than Bitcoin. I believe that was the line. Crux, let me know exactly what the line was that he said, but the lunacy is incredible. Recently, an interview emerged in which Cardano founder Charles Haas said Bitcoin is not a self-sufficient blockchain as it needs the crypto industry and exchanges to be able to survive itself. But the industry does not need Bitcoin anymore. The interview was given by Hoskinson at the beginning of last December, but was mentioned this September as one of the followers of the crypto entrepreneur asked if he still feels this way about Bitcoin. Spoiler, yes. Let's go over here and talk about just the lunacy of this. Do we need Bitcoin more than we need Cardano, or is Cardano the hinge that crypto relies on to exist? We're going to go with OC guy first. Let me know. What do you think, OC? Where does Cardano rank in the world of importance in the world in crypto? I'd love to know your insight on this.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, let's just say Cardano is not deniable that it has its place, right? But and this is just my perspective. I feels like they're just not keeping up with the constant change and innovation that they have promised, neither what we could be expecting out of a big project of Cardano, right? But I mean, having that, it's just as you mentioned, the audacity, right, to compare themselves or better at that Bitcoin. I know. I mean, we understand that Bitcoin is not a perfect project, right? It's being evolving and has been evolving at a slower rate than other coins, and that is because it already exists. It was a big innovation that we were waiting for a long, long time, right? And I mean, just by making a little bit better of something and then just calling it better overall, well, then you're just taking away the essence of it. And I mean, let's just look at the market cap, right? I mean, things work for one reason and things doesn't for other reason, right? I mean, it's just like back in the day, calling Litecoin better than Bitcoin. That was also nonsense, but I thought back in the day that was way closer, Litecoin being better than Bitcoin, and now Cardano being better than Bitcoin. Just saying.
Rokono said, someone mute Piper. He's not okay. This is true. This is very true. Welcome to Piper Academy. LBC, your thoughts on this, man? And then I'm going to show this. Actually, before you comment, let me show this first, and then you can comment on all of this combined because I found the post. He's talking about the big long post. You guys can see how long this is. One of the deepest lessons I've learned. He goes here and he comes down and he says, it dwarfs Bitcoin. It's unique, and books will be written about what it has done. Cardano is now the governance virus that is living, self-replicating, self-sustaining. Okay, he goes on and on and on. And then Crux of Crypto says claiming Cardano is one of the greatest achievements in human history and that it dwarfs Bitcoin is a wild take. So shout out to Crux on that reply. But yeah, your thoughts, LBC. Go for it. Lay it out.
So I understand where Charles was saying that it can do a lot more, right? That's basically what he's saying. It can do more than what Bitcoin can do. Well, fine. Who cares? Bitcoin is good at doing what it can do, what it does. Bitcoin does what it's supposed to do forever and always. So I don't know, man. Charles, he's always rubbed me the wrong way and gotten under my skin. So it seems like it's probably one of those things where he's just putting some stuff out in the ether to get some chatter going about Cardano, without actually like promoting it, since that is technically he can't do that. Otherwise, we go into security territory from promoting it. But I think that's about it, man. I think he's just blowing smoke. I mean, he's always doing this to try and just drive attention to Cardano. I think that's all this is, really, to be honest with you.
I think you're right.
I can't believe he actually thinks this is bigger.
Can you pull up your chart and show me how the greatest achievement in human history is looking? Can we do that?
Oh, it's pulled up. It's pulled up right now. Yeah.
Let's get over there and take a look at that.
Let's go to the all-time high real quick, and let's just go to the current price. All right, so Cardano is currently down 89% from its all-time high. And just from this one rally that we did have, we're down nearly 60%, basically 60%. And we're sitting below the point of control of all of this. And it's not looking good, man. This thing could come down even lower down here to, and I've been seeing this a lot when I've been doing TA on Cardano, about 25 cents, guys. I could definitely see a 25-cent Cardano, especially if it continues to slide. I mean, the oscillator's still sitting down below. The only good thing that it does have going for it is that our money flow is still in the green, even on the weekly chart, or on the weekly chart at least. But our True 7, our trend... Yeah,
real fast on that before you continue on. I just want to point out that on the all-time high website, CoinGo ADA would have to do an 839% move to reclaim its all-time high. 839%. Yeah, not happening. So let's get back to your chart.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've been thinking about this when it comes to a lot of these coins, ones that did really well in the last bull run. You'll see a lot of them are right back at their bear market lows. Those coins, I think, will only do, Cardano will probably be one of them, will only do a simple retrace. They might get up to the 50% retrace of this entire move. That would seem normal to me. So, man, seeing Cardano get up to $2, that might be its max point right there at the golden pocket at $2. And, you know, I hate to say it for my friends that are in Cardano, but, you know, $1.15 right here. We got that high volume node. If we are to break through that, it might be a short little wick up to that golden pocket. But right now, I mean, its main contention is just 37 cents, 37.5 cents. It's got to get above that and then hold it and maybe hopefully consolidate on top of it, and then it can get moving. But outside of that, I mean, it's some tough sledding for Cardano. Get above this high here at about 45 cents, and it'll be looking a lot better. But right now, it's just expect more downside. If you're a Cardano holder, just continue to stack. If it's what you're into, Ada Ace, shout out to you. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, it's in a demand zone. So if you're going to pick it up, I mean, this is where you would pick it up. Yep. Is basically where it's at and lower. So.
Yeah, here's my thoughts on it, and then we'll wrap it up because we're getting close to the bottom of the hour, and we're going to go raid Randy Hipper's house. Frat mom is waiting for us to go raid the frat party over there. So when you guys get in there, make sure you drop all those graduation caps. But here's what I want to say. I think they have a great ecosystem. The Cardano network has a lot of really cool things over there, and Ada Ace is a brilliant man at working all the angles of how to make money within that ecosystem. Cornucopias, phenomenal game. It really is. I've watched his games that he's been playing over there, and it looks like really good graphics. It's a really good game that you can make some money in that space on. Me personally, at this point, I think of Cardano more as a trade token for right now than it is an investment token, where I might take some of my profits that I make off of trading it and put that into Cardano. But I've got other things that I think are better places for me to focus my money right now, my dry powder, than Cardano. And it's really not showing me much. Many reasons to really think that this is the token for the cycle. At the end of the day, I think that Crux of Crypto and Crypto Archie nailed it with the comment that, in which it was Crypto Archie's initial statement that led Crux to lean that way, and now I have to agree with Crux on that, is that you got to really look at what new tokens are coming out on the utility platforms this cycle and look at those with a little bit more focus than previous cycle token runners. Because I don't think that they're going to do what they did the last cycle. A lot of them, one of those I include in that basket for right now is Ethereum, and I am thinking about taking some of my profit out of Ethereum. I've got a lot of profit on it. I got into it way early. I was buying it sub 1,000 on some of my tokens, so quite a bit of them actually, and so I could take some of that profit and start looking at some of these other projects that are hot new movers for this cycle. Before we go though, I do want to jump over and take a look at Caspa, because I did tell you guys that there was something going on that sniper chart, the spotter. Let me jump over there and show you what I was talking about. We lost target lock, and this had been green for a while. So let's go over and take a look at Caspa, because that just happened this morning. And my Caspa bag said, hey, pay attention to me. The spotter is telling you something. So let's see here. We got rejected here on the daily off of the point of control. We are sitting below the phase 8. We did get a rejection off of it on that daily also. But it does look like we are getting that battery power is running out on the bear trend. So this could be a good spot, actually. I'm not worried about that target lock at all. I'm seeing on the daily True 7 is triggered there. We do have the downtrend and money flows coming down, but we're getting this, and then the battery power for the trend is weakening, and then it looks like we may be setting up for a wave. If we hit 14.5 during this month, I will probably pick up more Caspa just so that I can hear Retro Mike Tech berate me in the chat for the next month after that when it doesn't do what I want it to do. So there you go, guys. That's what that's what I'm seeing on Caspa. I know he will, and I love the man for it. I was going to wear my Caspa hat today, but it's in the car. I haven't unpacked everything, so I had to bring it in. But I'm wearing the Make Money Great Again Bitcoin. You can get this from In and Out Crypto. You guys should check it out. It is pretty cool. So that's what we got time for today. That's it. That's pretty much all we're doing here. Markets are not open today. Of course.
Quick.
Of course.
I just want to show this on Cardano again. All right. So just to hammer this home a little bit. So if I just take this flagpole, right, and I place it right on top of that point of control, it gets us right up to that volume node, guys. So I just want to say that that's kind of, and also this would make it a possible 1, 2, 3, which is a corrective structure, not a bullish structure. So it just makes more sense that it's just more confirmation, more confluence that we're probably not going to go much higher than this. So just saying. That's all. I just wanted to point that out.
Just saying. Shout out to Alexander G. She said, side hustling. Have a great day, everyone. Alexander G, you are the mod queen. You have a great day. We love you. We all love you. So, OC, did you have anything to put out before we go? Anything that was, hey, you got to see this? Or are we ready to go raid the frat house?
Well, just a quick overview. I did send you a couple of news today. Just guys, keep alert on what's happening with Telegram. Nothing in the charts, but yeah, just keep alert on what's happening in Telegram. I think that is important process through your freedom, right? And if you're looking at another, maybe another alternative, I was looking through maybe some other secure stuff, and I already downloaded and have mine. It is called Session. So just in case you are wondering, Session not a sponsor, but I think it is pretty cool. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining today. A quick reminder to click that like button, because if you do, Ada will flip Bitcoin tomorrow. Don't believe me? Try it out. See if that happens. And if don't expect it to happen actually, but just click the like button.
I'm out of my Ada bag. Don't click the like button, please. All right, guys. Hey, by the way, one of the best months in a long time just happened in August for Walmart. If you guys remember August 1st, I said, hey, Walmart, good recessionary stock. If you guys are looking to get a stock that is going to make it through recessionary scares, Walmart just had a record month. So there you go. It's just one of those plays, guys. One of those plays. You guys have got to watch every day. We are always dropping gems that just keep playing out for you guys, because we're over here doing the research. We're looking every day so that you guys have time to spend with your families. Don't worry, we got your back. Just join us here every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Piper Academy for the morning market report. Before that goes live, make sure you go check out LBC and BC Port Corp now on the Piper Academy, also doing Good Morning Crypto. LBC, break down your show. Let them know what it is and what time it is.
So yeah, we me and BC Port Corp go live Monday through Friday. It'll be 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. That is Eastern Standard Time, bright and early. Your pre-market show. But yeah, we just go over technical analysis, any kind of news that we see that we want to touch on, and just kind of, a lot of banter back and forth. We like to talk things out. It is a morning show, so probably lighter on the TA, even though I like my, me and my TA, but try to be a little bit light on TA, a little more heavy on the talking and the news, and try to get you prepared for the day. So join us Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys there. And we greatly appreciate you bringing us over to Piper Academy. And yeah, thank you for having me on today as well. And yeah, thanks, guys. Don't forget to ride those waves. Have a radical day.
Awesome, guys. Check it out. We'll be back here tomorrow morning for the market open. Stock markets open back tomorrow after Labor Day. We'll be bringing you all the news that you need to know about the economic data, the markets, the reports, the charts, everything that you need to know to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit here at the Academy. We will catch you guys here tomorrow morning. Until then, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Tar Prime, then you will part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. Sound off to get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Alexandra.